Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I'll do a favorites video where I talk about my current favorites. Now these are not monthly favorites because for me personally I don't see a point in doing a favorites video every month because I don't go through and change my favorites that often. So anytime I have maybe a big change in favorites, probably that's when I'll revisit this video, but for now I'll share what my favorites are. So before I get started, I think I should mention that I have oily and acne prone skin. So most products here would be for, I guess, acne coverage, full coverage, that kind of a deal. So I think I'll start off with face primers. So the first one is the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Refine Zone. I've spoken about this, I think, previously. I hope so, but if I haven't, I think this is one of the best touch-up products for oily skin. So yeah, I have made a video on this. Yeah, I'll link the video in the description box below, but this is amazing for oily skin and for touching up throughout the day. The second product that's great for touching up throughout the day are just, oops, if I can open this, are blotting sheets. So they can be from any brand, any kind, but it's just wonderful to have these little sheets that you can dab off the excess oil from your face with. Did I say that sentence correctly? I have no idea, but basically blotting sheets where you can take a sheet and then pat it on your skin and get all the excess oil off, mostly without disturbing the makeup. So the next primer is the Benefit Professional. And I tend to use these on days where I'm doing a full-on makeup look and I don't want the pores to be seen much on camera, or if I'm going out for a wedding or a party, which is very rare these days. But if I do use this, especially around this area of my face, here and here, where I have somewhat enlarged pores. The other two primers that I use, which are more mattifying, are first one being the Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Primer. This is what the tube looks like. I just apply this through the T-zone because it can be quite drying if I apply it everywhere on my face. The second primer that I enjoy is the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. Again, very similar to the Makeup Forever one, but I think this one does slightly better job at mattifying without resulting in breakouts the next day. The Makeup Forever one somehow tends to make my skin break out. Break out. So I reserve those two primers for special occasions only. Speaking of primers, for eyes, I have found no primer that works on my oily eyelids other than the NARS Pro Prime Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. This is hands down my favorite and I will always have it in my collection. Okay, we're done with primers. Let's move on to foundations quickly. So throughout summer months, or ever since it's released I should say, I've been loving the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Foundation, and I'm in the shade 7 in this foundation. It is probably the best foundation I've seen for oily skin in my collection anyway, and I have quite a few products to compare it with. It's better than the MAC Studio Fix Fluid, it's better than the Pro Long Wear by MAC, it's better than the Estee Lauder Double Wear on my skin anyways. It's just fantastic. It stays put all day, except for me, my nose, which is, I don't know why it's the case, but nothing ever lasts on my nose throughout the day. But for all the foundations that I have, this is hands down the best for oily skin. So if you find a match in this range, then I would highly recommend this. At least getting a sample size and trying it out. Now mind you, this foundation does tend to oxidize on the skin, so I mean beware. Don't just swatch it on your hand and be like, oh yeah, that matches my skin, I'm going to use that. Wait for a few minutes, give it a good 5 to 10 minutes for it to change its color, and then decide on the shade for your skin. The next foundation that I've been enjoying is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. This is the one I have on today. And in this, I'm in the shade Y405, which is I think equivalent to 153 in the regular foundation line, HD foundation. This, I would say, would be more suited across different skin types, just because it doesn't have a flat matte appearance. As you can see, I still have a nice healthy sheen to my skin with this foundation. Again, it's not a full coverage, but I would say it's a medium coverage foundation, whereas the Urban Decay one that I showed you would be more full coverage mattifying finish. So if you don't like that, you may want to check this one out. For under eye concealing, I've been loving the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. This is what it looks like, and I'm in the shade Medium Dark Warm. This is just a good pigmented concealer, I would say, that blends out easily and is not too drying under the eyes, so that's why I like this. It still creases under my eyes, but I guess that's one of the things with oily skin. I still haven't found a concealer that doesn't crease. Excuse me. So for overall face concealing, since I have a lot of acne and acne scarring, hands down the best ever concealer is the Kevyn Aucoin The Essential Skin Enhancer. And I use the shade SX11 for most of the year, and also sometimes mix it with SX8 during the winter and spring months. I absolutely love this product. If I open it, this is what it looks like if you like to purchase one. It's a very nice yellow toned concealer for tan olive skin tones. For brows, I think overall, in terms of value for money and everything, I have loved the Anastasia De Brow Pomade, and I use the shade Ebony. If I open it, this is what it looks like. You can see it's quite a very nice dark brown with cool undertones, so it looks good on people with black hair like me. And then sometimes to add texture and more dimension, I also go in with a black eyeshadow. This is the Bobbi Brown Cold Cake Liner in the shade Black. So next, moving on to eyeshadow. I have recently not been wearing much eyeshadow at all, actually. So no eyeshadow favorites for now. But for mascara, I've been enjoying two. Get the other one. First one, of course, if you've known or if you've followed my channel, you know that I love the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And the second one that I enjoy from the drugstore is the L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lashes. Hands down, my favorite eyeliner of all time is the Charlotte Tilbury Rock & Coal Liquid Iconic Liquid Eye Pencils. I have 4 of these, but I use the black the most. It's called Bedroom Black, and it is beautiful. It just stays put all day. For blush, I really don't have any favorites as such, but when I do wear blush, I tend to gravitate towards some of these pinky, peachy tones, I guess. This is, I believe, let me check. This is Flower Power by MAC. I tend to use this nice warm tone pink. I don't know why it looks so cool toned on camera. There you go, that's more close to what the shade looks like. So that's the shade I tend to gravitate towards. And this is my favorite contour shade. So this is MAC, I think it's called Contouring Powder, I'm not sure. It's the shade Shadowy in that. And I have a whole blog post also on this, I believe. So I'll link all of those in the description box below. So it's just a very nice, cool-toned, deep dark brown shade, I think, with some gray tones to it, which is wonderful for contouring. 2 or 3 more products to go through. As far as favorite brushes are concerned, I've made 2 separate videos on that, so you can check that out. I'll list it in the description box below. Now, as far as setting powders are concerned, I've recently discovered 2 of them, and I've been loving both equally, I think. The first one is the Sacha Buttercup setting powder, which is this beautiful yellow toned powder. That's what the container looks like, and it's just wonderful for anybody with a nice golden olive skin tone. So today I've used this all over as a setting powder. You can see it gives me a nice yellow cast, unlike other powders which claim to be translucent but really leave behind a white cast on the skin. This one doesn't do that. The second powder that I've been loving, not so much as a setting powder, but more so as a powder after the setting powder, so finishing powder I would say, is the Kick-Ass powder by Soap & Glory. This is the Instant Retouch Press Powder, which is supposed to be totally transparent, but I think you can still see it on the skin to some extent. And this is what the powder looks like. So against my skin tone you can see it is yellow tone, but it's still quite light. So this one I love because it instantly smooths the skin as it goes on, and it just covers the pores and also the fine lines to some extent. So I like this as a touch-up powder. Moving on to lip products, and I'm a lip junkie, so I of course cannot have just one lip product. I have shortlisted it to 5 with great difficulty. So the first one is the Kat Von D Studded Kiss lipstick in the shade Lolita. And this is the packaging, and this is what the shade looks like, and I have it on my lips right now. So that's the first one. I have 2 from the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color formula. These 2. And let me see if I can find the shades. Okay, this is Addiction, and this is Baisers, Baisers, whatever that means. So I've been loving these 2 shades as well. The formula is just wonderful. I wouldn't say it's completely matte. It's kind of a suede kind of a finish, but it's very comfortable on the lips and lasts a long time. The other 2 lip products that I've been loving recently are the ColourPop Matte Liquid Lipsticks. That should be no surprise to anybody that follows me on Instagram. And I've been loving the shades Bumble and Tool. This is Bumble, the lighter shade, and this is Tool. And then finally for setting spray, I've been loving the Scandinavia Oil Control Setting Spray, which is just amazing for oily skin. I mean, yes, it doesn't keep your skin matte and oil-free throughout the day, but I definitely think it prolongs the wear time of your products. So that's it, guys. That's all my current favorites as far as makeup products are concerned. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel grow. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.